Hello.
Hello.
Episode 599. Sarah and I are in bad moods.
No, I
put you in a bad mood, I think.
No, I was in a... Well, here's the thing. My period started 5 minutes before we started recording.
Oh, God.
I am just now, actually, they're creeping up on me. The cramps are just setting in.
Oh, no.
Why do we get those?
Well, right. It's what the contraction of the uterus, isn't that right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is it a
but I don't
preparation
know.
for childbirth thing?
Probably. I mean, it's the same process, right? Of just getting rid of that lining.
So I've obviously never had a child. Mm-hmm. I am going to pose something that is a question to people who have had, and I don't know if C-section would be the same, but you still get contractions, so yes, it would.
Yeah, I was in labor for 24 hours. I mean...
Oh, for Pete's sake. Okay. Which is more... I know that pregnancy as a whole
this is fun.
More painful. I know that
this is my favorite.
I know that is more painful. But, like, if you were to just take... all I'm looking for...
Yeah,
and maybe it's
labor.
hard to, like, piece out.
You're just talking about labor.
No, I'm not even talking about labor.
Oh, okay.
Just the contraction pain.
Well, okay, but that's, basically what labor is.
Okay,
yeah.
That's... see what I don't know? This is like when I talk about snow and people are like, she's a fucking idiot. This is the same. Oh,
no.
God, she doesn't know anything about having a baby.
Listen,
I don't.
you
You're
know
right.
a lot more about snow than you do about labor. Trust me.
Oh, God, that is a hilarious response because I know nothing about snow. So if you were to take labor pains and do you get bad cramps?
No, not like you.
Oh, okay.
I'm just normal.
So which is worse, or how do they rank in comparison? Because what I'm looking.
When we were in book club or doc club or something, we started talking about pregnancy, labor, delivery type of stuff. And that's what you said. You were like, listen, people, I get really bad, cramps for which I was even prescribed Vicodin. Yeah. And so I'm pretty sure I can handle it, which I have no doubt you can handle all of it. I mean, come on, we all do.
Right.
But
yeah, right.
I do think it's funny, though, because that might be the case. Your period cramps might be worse than if you were in labor. I have no idea.
My mom told me, and any sentence that starts like that should be taken with a grain of salt. Not just for me,
for
but
everyone.
just everyone in general.
Yeah.
My mom once said that it's not as bad as the period cramps because at least the contractions only last for a couple minutes. And your period cramps last for however many hours in a stretch, and they're consistent.
Maybe
and
that's
I assume,
true.
gets the same kind of cramps I do. What do we think about this? I'm going to have to do a poll.
Okay, yeah.
How many moms are like screaming at me right now,
people.
like, oh my God, it's so different.
But there is this culture where like people that have had a baby don't want to hear about it from you.
Of course. Well, because
but
I have no
you
words.
Might be right.
Yeah. I love almost being right.
But Sarah has a very high pain tolerance. So when you talk about not wanting to get an epidural and stuff, even though it's like infuriating, to me, it is probably true, though, that you'd have no problem.
Yeah, I endured 7.5 hours of hand poke tattoo to my sternum without moving, with no painkillers.
Yeah,
no nothing,
okay.
no numbing cream.
Yeah,
that's a needle to the chest for tap 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 for 7.5 hours. I can't understand. I can't imagine. I mean, I don't know. Where do these things rank?
Right, and it is different for everyone. There's some of those ladies
and
who
it's
are like,
mental, right?
I just squatted down and out came the baby,
right.
And so they have a great time.
Yeah, this woman when my mom was living at this place in the jungle in Costa Rica, and this woman and her husband lived next door, or probably something like super hippy dippy, not husband, like life partner, or like twin flame or something like that,
twin.
because they
Yeah,
were like that
twin flame.
for sure. Like, and I am somebody who's totally for all of these things. I'm still gonna make fun of this couple. These guys were 10 out of 10 on the hippie scale. And she came there to have the baby, like in the jungle. And Jordan was home, and because he lived there at the time, and she had it outside in a birthing tub. And Jordan said he heard two little like pushes, and then just and that nothing. He was like, that was it. And then he said I think he said he started crying. It was magical. And I was like, I get you. I would be like that too.
You know, women used to do that. They'd squat down, pop the baby out, and get back to the fields. I mean...
Yeah, I think it's mental. It's like what you go in, and I feel like what we see, we've really like, you know, those movies with people who haven't even had babies are like playing actresses who are like pushing babies out. Like I always remember, oh man, the woman from Father of the Bride 2... who plays the young the daughter. Is it fun? Is that 1 or 2? It's got to be 2.
I didn't even know there was a 2.
There is. Oh, maybe it's 1. I don't know. No, it's, oh, fuck. I can't remember. One of them. The one where she has her baby. The daughter has the baby. I was like, this woman has never had a child.
Why? She seemed like, no, it was fine.
It's like...
Or it was too dramatic?
Too dramatic.
Really?
But like, not in the right kind of ways.
The wrong kind of drama.
Yeah, it was like, this is, and she was young. Now she has since had babies, and I'm sure she plays it very well.
think it's just, you know, there's so many variables. How you're built, the size of the baby.
Oh my God, your child's head, I'm sorry, but your child is, his head was as big as your actual hips.
I know, and he was 9 pounds 2 ounces.
Oh,
and I'm a small girl.
God, Susie, you are a tiny lady.
That's why we had to do the C-section.
Freaking
I would have been
cut
dead.
Out of there. You would be dead.
There's just so many different things that can determine the experience.
Man.
But I do hope that like if it happens for you, that like it's terrible.
That's fine. That's fine.
No,
here's the thing, Suze. Remember when I was pregnant for a minute?
Yes.
That part was terrible. So I feel like you can't get it on both ends. You can't have, like...
That's right.
When I threw up 42 times in one day, I'm pretty sure that had to have done damage to my esophagus or something like that.
Truly.
The amount of times I puked, I lost an insane amount of weight. It was like in 2 weeks, I lost something like 12 pounds. Like not intent, like because I could. Yeah. It was. I made the joke. This is a terrible joke, but you know how everybody lies on their driver's license about how much they weigh.
Yeah.
The one time in my entire life where that was accurate would happen to be when I was pregnant. Because I lost so much weight, I matched the
if it happens,
weight that I lied that I was,
true.
which is dumb. So now I put the actual weight because we're all women over here. Speaking of which, still don't have a driver's license.
You know what they say is good for pain, though? Maybe not. Of course, you can't do it when you're preggers, but when you're not. Dad grass.
Oh, my God. See, until you are pregnant, you enjoy that dad grass. And guess what? If you're a dad, smoke that dad grass.
That's right.
As long as she's
of a
okay
cigar.
with it. Because I got really mad when my ex-husband would smoke.
Indulge.
And when I couldn't, I was like, you know I want to do that.
Well, remember, I was like a pusher. I was like, do you want another glass of wine? Because I couldn't have one, so it was like projection.
Yeah.
But anyway, dad grass is great if you just want that smooth, nice, little chill out type of situation from your grass.
Yes.
Because, like, this is an organic smokable hemp, but it just mellows you out. It just has a very small amount of THC, and it's high in CBD. So you just, like, you can have a clear head, but you chill out. And it's legal in every state and is delivered to your door.
Yes.
I don't think that people believe me, but that is true.
I know.
State.
Like, there's a little card that comes in there. You don't even have to worry. But also, do you know that there's mom grass?
Yes, yes, yes.
So, in case people are wondering the difference, dad grass is like your chilled out version.
Yeah.
Mom grass is like your tuned in version.
I didn't
Head
know
high
that.
with the dad grass, body high with the mom grass, groovy carefree with dad
I
grass,
didn't know that.
creative energized with mom grass.
I truly thought they were the same.
No, different. They're two different things. So we've got one has
Okay.
CBD and one has CBG.
Oh, I didn't even know there was
Yes.
such a thing.
Different kind of active ingredient, also totally legal,
Yeah.
totally chill.
They have
and
the
gives-
tinctures. You can put it right on
Yes.
your tongue.
Yes, I'm telling you, this is the best.
Yeah.
And it just, I'm sorry, it feels cool.
It is cool. And their packaging is so cute too.
I know, I love it.
And right now, Dadgrass is offering our listeners 20% off your first order when you go to dadgrass.com/braincandy. Go to dadgrass.com/braincandy for 20% off your first order. That's dadgrass.com/braincandy. That is
Mom
no
grass
brainer
is,
there.
I love it. Mom grass is like your daytime. Dad
I
grass
am
is
going
like
to
your
get
evening
some.
time. Which
I
is
really
kind of
thought it
funny
was just,
because
like, calling
mom
them-
grass is like focused and present. And dad grass is like
On the
chilled
couch.
out.
That's great.
Isn't that great? I love it.
Thanks for sharing that with me.
Yeah. I feel like I'm officially sponsored by them, so I'm
You
putting
are.
the sticker on my snowboarding helmet
Yes.
because I feel like that's cool. So,
That is cool. What a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
and then it makes me feel like I'm officially sponsored by Dad Grass and Mom Grass.
You are.
Yeah,
Oh, you mean
yes.
like as a snowboarder?
Yeah.
I see.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
They
yeah.
sponsor my
Maybe they
average
will.
skills. I think so too. I'm exactly the kind of person who should be sponsored by them. Okay, so none of these things are I have fun things to talk about. They're kind of like carry-ons, add-ons from what we talked about before. I can't stop thinking about the sour question you asked me.
Yes. Well, you were already, right? Like,
But I
theorizing.
have like I want to amend that answer because I
Okay.
connected it to extroversion. But
Oh, yeah,
I
'cause-
think it's
okay,
more
so the question
openness
was-
and risk taking.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so sour is a type of taste, obviously, that scientists are sort of like unsure why we even have the ability to taste because it doesn't obviously benefit us evolutionarily. It may, but they just don't know how.
And there were some studies. So then I went on I was like, I have to look this up and I have to know about this and stuff. So I
Yeah.
read a cool article in the New York Times that was from 2019 that was talking about how sourness has all of a sudden had this big boom and has dominated our dining habits and is just become like trendy.
Popular taste.
A popular thing. And there was this connection to and we kind of hypothesized this a little bit in the last episode, I think. There's
You
a
did.
connection to I feel like you were on board with this too.
You
So
were,
it's
no, I
us.
was.
We're
I'm
always an
saying
us.
like you were a genius for even connecting the dots on this.
Well, I love that, but again, it's like it's like the assist, like you throw the little ball up. So
I set you
I
up.
throw the little ball up. I clearly don't know anything about basketball, as thank goodness I stay in the science world. Okay, but when you have sour, there is some serotonin released, so you
Okay.
get that, and we talk about that doing things that are a little bit risky or a little bit like almost like safe danger. Like it feels like roller coaster ride enthusiasts might also like sour candy. Mm-hmm. But here's one that I kind of like hypothesized and I wanted to see. This is a leap. This is like, correlation, not causation kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I was wondering what you would think about this hypothesis. Do you think that our desire or our craving for sour stuff as a whole could match our like anxiety and like level of like as our stress and anxiety grows, does our search for things, alternate things that provide quick fixes like serotonin and dopamine release also grow? Like, are they positively correlated? Mm-hmm. What do we think?
Or,
ooh.
well, okay, so they were saying in the article that this increase in preference for sour foods was like pretty new.
Yeah, we're
Or are
just
they
seeing a
saying-
boost of it. Like, for example, the population, we've seen this boom in certain ingredients that are fermented. So
yeah.
kimchi is on 5.5% of menus in the United States, but the American Korean population is less than 2/3 of a percent of the total population.
Right.
So there's, and this is from the article in the New York Times that I was reading. So it said that we're seeing more of, but then it's like, yeah, but like Korean food is amazing. So we don't, I'm not going, they're not English restaurants. I'm not going there. Sorry, Adam, but your food sucks.
No, right. They're
Like,
they just have beige food.
Oh, please. Can someone tell all of England that French fries don't count as a vegetable? Because I lived with an English family for like 6 months. They were the nicest. When I was doing an exchange program over there, and the like fried ham, beans, and French fries dinner.
Yeah.
I can. Oh my God! I can taste it and see it now. It was so bad. And then they were like, I said, well, what about vegetables? And they said, their exact response was, well, we have potatoes. And I was like, no, we're not counting that. And so I just didn't ask a follow-up question because I'm like from, Southern California where it's like everything is like kale salad, banana food. Why am I saying that? Bunny food.
Right.
I'm just staring at bananas right now. So.
Right. Because, I mean, in a way, American food is pretty much the same as England. But in Southern California, you guys prefer freshness.
Yeah. What do they call it? California cuisine is like an actual thing that came out in like it was like I don't know. They like branded it a name, like I want to say in like the 80s or something.
I wonder though, like what you're saying, when you said that about anxiety, I thought, maybe though historically, we feel tense and upset right now. We're in a pandemic and all that jazz. But like if you zoom out and look in the big historical picture, we're far more comfortable than So
you
like
might
maybe,
be right.
Yeah, we're creating like
Susie,
a dissonance.
You are so
you like,
right.
You like that theory?
Yes, because there was something else in here that said, this is it. Other recent scientific studies tell a punchier story. Punchier because, lemonade and stuff. I think they were making a joke, but I maybe missed the beginning of it. I wanted to make sure we give them credit for, the pun. Those who eat sour fermented foods have less anxiety, more resilience, and are likelier to take risks.
Ooh, I like this. Okay.
In Mandarin,
really
to eat
cool.
bitter means to endure hardship. With forbearing and quiet resignation. But to eat vinegar is to be jealous, to be thwarted and furious, and unreconciled to defeat. So, too, the British phrase, full of piss and vinegar, describes someone who's looking for a brawl, refusing to simply submit to age and fate, where bitter is despairing, sour, and merely cynical. Innocence and optimism are gone. So, yeah.
You know what, though? Think about, why aren't the scientists thinking about how, maybe not Sour Patch Kids, but like kimchi and other fermented foods that are sour, they improve your gut bacteria and your microbiome in your gut. So why wouldn't you evolutionarily crave them?
And that would make sense that they would give you a little serotonin boost too, because it tells you, hey, you should have this, especially if you're got a disruptive gut, which is often linked to depression and those kind of things.
Yes.
And you would need the serotonin. Susie?
I'm telling you, we do.
We're basically
scientists.
Saving the world. I mean,
we get no credit.
Are you listening? I made a tap, tap, tap noise. I hope that comes out because it did it in my headphones, but God, I hope it does in the audio of this.
Tap, tap, tap.
Tap, 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 just in case. this whole thing, like I have been on a spicy and sour food kick lately, where like nothing is satisfying it, and I think it has to do with me not me having been like shuffling around this week, like going from place to place, and like I'm moving, blah blah blah. I'm trying to find where my permanent home will be still, and so I've just been. I haven't had the chance to exercise in the way I would like to and move my body in the way that I want to. I've not prioritized that.
Oh, maybe you should use Noom.
Oh,
to keep you on track.
I need to start doing that. I need to have some better habits.
Yes. See, it's funny because right before we started recording, you actually said that very thing.
I know. This is
and
why
it's
I
true.
need this. Yeah.
And it's not even your fault because your life
things.
is crazy.
Right. I need like a secretary.
Well, let Noom be your secretary.
Noom, an admin assistant.
Yeah, because this app, it's about building better habits and finding ways to hold yourself accountable just through cognitive behavioral science. And I love that. And I know a lot of people want to change their habits and they feel like powerless, even though they're not. And so Noom can help show you, here's the science, here's why this works, here's what would maybe be helpful. And you can build those long-term positive habits. And I'm just all for that.
Love it.
Start building better habits for healthier long-term results. Sign up for your trial at Noom.com/braincandy. That's NOOM.com/braincandy. It's great. It's such a handy app. A lot of people really love it. Booster serotonin. Psychology-based approach. What more do you want? Okay.
This is what I need.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I just need to boost my serotonin. And so then I don't go to quick fixes to get the serotonin boost like sour or spicy foods that are just giving me that little, they're kind of like cheap payout, like exercise is like investing and then you get a big cash out. You're like, oh, money, money, money. Mm-hmm. And then something like I have to admit it just because like I need like to like say it out. Do you know what I had for dinner last night? I had a chocolate torte, like chocolate cake thing. Mind you, my period did start 5 minutes before we started the show.
That's right.
Chocolate cake, like from Whole Foods that looked so good. It was like that one, like flourless, but like it's almost like a mousse, but it's like gigantic chocolate truffle. I've been craving this kind of thing for like a month, I think. Then I thought, well, I couldn't just have that alone because I'm like, I want all the flavors together. So then I got bananas, and then I got a bag of walnuts because I wanted walnuts and bananas and chocolate all together because,
Are you pregnant? This is crazy.
No, my period just started, right? This is what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. I think my period, how I experience is no different than being pregnant. Right. And then I am addicted now to these things called mochi rice nuggets from Trader Joe's that are so spicy. You can only eat like 5 of them at a time. They're like, I don't know, what are these, like fucking ghost peppers in here? I don't know. These are hot as shit. But they like every pepper on the planet. But, oh, damn, do they hurt so good. They're also the loudest. That's what I was eating when we first started talking today. Yeah, I liked it. Are they like the loudest thing you've ever heard in your life?
Mm-hmm. But it sounds good.
There's never been, now, watch, I'll eat one for you guys, because you're probably like, what kind of sound? This is fun now, because now it's like a YouTube for ASMR. Are you ready to hear the loudest crunch ever?
Okay.
Oh, my God. What is that? Oh, my God, I just want an excuse to eat them.
Wait, but for real, what pepper is that's making them spicy?
Oh, my God, they're so good. Sancho pepper.
I didn't know that one.
Chipotle, habanero, red chili.
Nice. Oh, my God.
Black pepper, white pepper. Surprisingly, some cinnamon in there.
It's a lot of pepper, man.
So, yeah, those are delicious. So I've been, like, addicted to spicy foods. And
you felt like you had to confess this because you feel guilty about eating
I had
that?
just that. I had chocolate cake and an entire bag, except like 4 of them that I just ate in front of you, of really spicy things. Like that. That's not exactly, we would call that, like, I could tell. Like, that's not my body saying, I would like stuff that's nutrient that would fill you up. That's my body seeking there's something missing. There's something that it's trying to get after, but like it doesn't have the proper nutrients in order to even make good decisions. It's kind of like that chart we were talking about what the brain states, like, you know, the part of your brain that can even. So
you don't have a kitchen. You don't have a house.
I do not have a kitchen. I had to Google what healthy foods can you make with a microwave.
Oh my God.
Turns out not many. I got the answer of a lot of overnight oats and oatmeal. So that's why we got walnuts and bananas. So, you know, I'm trying to do it over here. But my whole point was, if I worked out, if I'm not prioritizing moving my body, and you don't have to do much. I could say fucking walk around the block. Like, that's it. So I think I need to boost my serotonin in natural ways so that I'm not looking to get it from these other things. But then because I've been eating all this spicy food, it boosts my serotonin. I can like feel it, and I can tell that's what I'm craving. It made me think about the sour conversation we've had. So like this has been on my mind for the past like 24, 48 hours. I've been thinking about this, mostly because I've been eating sour and like craving all this crazy food.
Yes, I think we're on to something though.
Yeah.
And so I don't know why people aren't listening to us.
I think they are. I like it. They
like
listen to us and they agree with us. Speaking of which, another follow-up from the AutoZone conversation.
Yeah.
I am happy to report there is a women-run mechanic shop in Colorado.
Oh.
Hell fucking yes, I will be going to that and only that.
Is it near you?
I think so.
Oh, yeah, you got to go.
Oh, I will drive to it. I don't care, given that my car is functioning when I need to go to the auto.
Those ladies should go on Shark Tank to get franchises or something, because
they should, because women would want to work there. I would want, if I were a female mechanic, I would want to work in an environment that were, because I'm sure, I'm saying my experience as the customer. Imagine what your experience is if you're a woman who enjoys mechanical stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, my friend just moved, and she has a whole bunch of plants, and she was looking for help in putting together all of these like plant stands and doing a lot of like the gardening and stuff with all of her plants. And so of course, I volunteered to help, and I was assembling like tons of furniture and working with the power tools, and there were a bunch of other guys who were working there, and I got comments from not just like pretty much every single person in that. I mean, I love all the comments, but the women who are in the house were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you know how to do this. Like, you're so handsy and blah, blah, blah." And the guys were like, "Oh, you really know your way around a power tool." And blah, 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 blah. And I was like, even though it's, you know, it's fun to hear and everything, if I were a woman who had chosen that as my profession, I mean, you feel it. You're in even as a professor, like, there's this like wanting to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
I don't want somebody, oh, God,
you don't want to be a novelty act.
Right. In the same, I was also, oh my God, now you guys are just going to hear me like stream of consciousness talk about some shit. I do have some fun facts for you today. But I was talking to my boo thing about this like snowboard, I don't know, magazine or something that I was looking at pictures from. And he's like, "Oh, I have their like special edition, like yearly, you know, special edition one." And he showed it to me. It's like this beautiful, big, thick magazine that has interviews of all the snowboarders. There was only one interview of a woman in there.
Really?
And 90% of the questions were, go ahead, you can guess. What do you think they asked her?
Just like what it's like being a female?
Yes!
Yeah.
You know, I said that to him. I'm like, God, I wonder how many times I bet she's sick of asking. I would be like, why don't you go to any other magazine I've ever been in for the answer to that question? Fuck off. I would hate that.
Well, because they just don't ask that to men. They're not like, what's it like being a man in your field?
They don't. That's what I said. So, yes. So I can only imagine what it would be like to be a female mechanic, a mechanic that happens to be female. So a mechanic. And your gender is female, however you want to say that. It doesn't make it sound sexist. And what it would be like to work in that environment, all the time it would suck. So I would want to work in an environment that was all female too.
Yeah, and I think that there's so many consumers that would be just so happy to not have to go to the typical auto body place and deal with the typical nonsense that goes on there.
Yeah.
You know what is also made just for us ladies is
What?
Dipsy stories.
That,
Right.
probably started by a woman.
Probably because
they're wise
it.
enough to think that we need that, know that we need that stuff. Mm-hmm.
It's such a great service that allows women to hear stories that are, fantasies that are safe and shame-free and just geared towards whatever turns you on or makes you happy.
You're saying all the right words. Especially for exploring our sexuality. Those are very important things that we don't often feel.
Yeah, whether you want tie me up or tuck me in. Whatever Dipsy Stories can provide stories for you, because they have wellness sessions for you to wind down, and there's sleep sessions for you to drift off, and then there's the sexy stories that will get you wound up for whatever it is that you want to be doing. So listeners of our show, Dipsy is offering you an extended 30-day free trial when you go to dipsystories.com/braincandy. That's 30 days of full access for free when you go to DIPSEA stories.com/braincandy. That's dipsystories.com/braincandy.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll wrap up some of the other updates or the things that from previous episodes that this is something you were talking about. I think it was last episode maybe, where you were talking about why we need to eat for meaning or for purpose. With the old people and drinking wine.
Yes.
I was dying to share this, but I was like, save it, Sarah, save it.
Yes.
I read an article it's of all things Food Network. It was on foodnetwork.com or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know when they have the recipes and they have the whole article that you have to read? And I was like, for Pete's sake. I was actually looking at a recipe for hot chocolate or something like that. And then it had suggested articles below, and it said, what do the world's oldest people eat in a day? And I was like, okay, I do want to read that. And so,
but I do want to know, yeah.
Right? I do. You do want to know. So they looked at what the world's oldest people eat, and of course there's a huge range, but there were some things that were similar. And they're kind of what we already know about the blue zones, those zones in the world where people,
Japan.
Yes. And there are some themes in those places of the people who live to be over 100, centurions, something like that.
Yeah.
So they usually live in an environment where they live vertically, so they have to climb upstairs. That's a big thing. This doesn't have to do with their diet, but what they have in common. Plant-based diet, that does have to do with their food, and a respect for the elders and the elder community. So those kind of things help as a base. But when it comes to just their diet, it was locally grown produce, plant-based, and low glycemic, which I don't really know what that means. Do you know what that means? I'm not so
not
I feel
exactly,
that's a big
but
thing
it's about
it's
its sugar content. So fruits are put onto the glycemic index. So certain fruits are better.
So
than others
a
on
chocolate tort.
That would probably be pretty high. Yeah,
probably high with that. But don't worry, because now it's funny. I even said that because I got ahead of myself. There was one running theme.
Okay. Wine?
Chocolate. Yes. So I shouldn't feel that guilty about the chocolate tort. But the big takeaway from the chocolate that just appeared, chocolate and wine, yes, those kind of things, that the lesson that is to be learned from all of it is we need to eat to make us happy. Yeah,
it has to be joyful.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the restrictive things, they have their own, you get anxious. I can't eat that or whatever. Because my mom used to be like that. And she only eats certain foods and whatever. But then she realized that part of life is enjoying people and eating socially. And that if someone puts something before you that they made, it might not be the ingredients that you would choose for one reason or another, but it's good to eat it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
And connect with people that way, too.
Oh, there is nothing that makes me happier. I've recently I think not having a kitchen for a while. And being in a space where I don't have a kitchen has taught me, and being in a place where I haven't cooked for people in a while. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, in so long. I went grocery shopping with my brother the other day. I'm staying at my brother's house. And then my other brother came down. He was staying with me too, or staying there. And we were just all hanging out. And we went grocery shopping. And like, I haven't had the desire to cook for myself or make food, mostly because I haven't had the option. But I was so excited to cook for them. Oh my God, I'm going to get like emotional. It was like, and then I was like, oh, it feels so good to have somebody like eat your food and say like, oh, this is so good. It was filling in like a different way. Like, so connected to like how we.
It's an important ritual.
Oh, I didn't realize how much. See, this is I'm on my period.
I know the
so
period.
There you go.
But it is true. It's what you're feeling is real, even though maybe you wish you weren't crying. But
right,
I mean, that's a true thing, and it connects human beings. There's nothing better than that.
Yeah, and it feels so good to just like feed somebody and have them enjoy your food.
Yeah, and my God, eat some torts sometimes. It's fine.
Oh, definitely. I have no regrets. I mean, I did have to confess it so that we could talk. It's not even like a confession. It's more like getting the thoughts out of your own brain so that the judgmental roommate in your brain, the one who does not run the narrative. Mm-hmm. You know, if you're stuck in a house with just that little teeny tiny apartment with just that department of your brain, with just that roommate who's like, so judgy. Oh, you're just going to eat that? Oh, you know why you really want that? Oh, why don't you have a salad? Blah, 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 blah. You didn't exercise a lot this week. I need to like run it by Susie or some other human to be like, plus you're the only person I talk to, so yeah. That's it.
I
It's
never
like you guys,
believed
this microphone.
you. That is not true.
It is. Who else? What do you think?
I don't know. Don't you meet people out on the powder?
Oh my God, the powder, you're so funny. I don't like to talk to people some people are real chatty on the ski lift. I'm like not big. Mostly I'm trying to stay warm, so I'm like talking to myself, and
I'm sure they want to be your friend, Sarah.
I mean, it is, yeah.
No room at the inn.
No room at the inn.
You're like, I'm all tapped out on friends.
Sometimes, depends on how you catch me. I talk to my boo. He just keeps me warm. People talk to him. He's like one of those people that everybody wants to talk to.
Wonder why. What do you think it is?
He's just got warm, good energy that you like want to hang out with.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. Oh, okay. What else do I have to share with you? I'm like crying over here, talking about what old people eat, chocolate,
What
torts.
old people eat.
You know,
sometimes I was just thinking about that today. How like I feel like I'm at the end of my life. You know, like I'm so old.
Fucking Meister Louise Butler Marie. I'm going to call you every name.
In the wrong order.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Don't say that. Because I'm going to live to be 1,000,000 eating my chocolate and drinking wine. You have to be there with me. Selfishly.
Well, I don't know. I guess for some reason, I guess that's what a midlife crisis is, where you suddenly are aware of mortality more. And so then it feels imminent. And I just feel like, that's a weird thing to think. But then I was like, wait, what if I live to be 100? I'm not even halfway there. My God.
Right. You're doing great. You're going to live to be that old. Look at your mother. She's going strong.
Oh, my God. She really is.
Yeah. So quit it. You're not even at the midlife crisis age. Also,
but don't you think it's fucked up? I mean, not to get existential here, but don't you think it's fucked up that we truly don't know our last day? So it could be today or it could be in 60 years?
Yeah,
I mean,
fine.
I don't like that. I don't like that we should be told at the beginning. Like, here's how much you got. Do without what you want.
No. I've been thinking more and more about how it's like, if you think of it as a simulation, and this is just like a game that you chose to play.
Wait, how did I do that?
I don't know, whatever. You there's some conscious mind that whatever your deep subconscious was like, I choose to play Earth Game right now. I want to play it at this time with these other players. It's kind of like, imagine you're like entering into you're like a conscious mind floating throughout the universe, and then you decide to like play an online role-playing game with your friends. Put on the headset, sit down, and play.
Okay.
And it's one of the games that like you sign up to play, but there are only a few ways that you can like, you want to like win at Life Game. And the thing is like the ways that you think maybe you win at Life Game, or that like Life Game tricks you into thinking that you win, are not really the right ways. So it's like, you know, go after this, get this. That's like the bad way to like the you know, you can be on like the dark side or the light side almost, you know? And if you choose to like really play Life Game right, it's like respect the nature, like open your eyes and like see what all the beautiful things are there, connect to other players in like a deep way, take care of your Earth body. Like, and it's kind of like, oh, you signed up to play Earth Game. Well, guess what? In Earth Game, you get a 3D body and you only get one of them. And you could treat it however the heck you want, but if you treat it certain ways, you're going to get different. You're going to like be able to get to different levels and do different things. Like if you treat it really, really like well, and you like exercise your Earth body and you like feed it with all of like the low glycemic stuff and like the stuff that makes you happy and stuff like that, then you'll be able to access like different levels of Earth Game because you can like climb higher mountains and you can like.
Okay, I would be okay with it if that were
totally
true.
fits.
That if it were that what you put in is what you get out.
Yeah.
But that isn't true for a lot of people.
This is true, but that is you're playing Earth Game, which also, you know, when you started, you're going to get the roll of the dice that is going to leave you with whatever kind of situation, and in a way, you're still like seeking out the same things, connection. It's like when you take away the other bullshit, and you seek out like. Do you remember that documentary? I think it was called Happiness, where this man, I want to say his name is Mark Siegel too. He went to, or Seligman, Mark Seligman, something like that. He studied who are the happiest people in the world, and he found that the happiest person, based on like the I don't know, criteria that researchers came up with, was a rickshaw driver in like.
A specific person?
Yes, the Philippines. And
I'm pretty sure it's the guy at my Whole Foods who insists on playing the bongos while we wait for my credit card to process.
Stop.
And I will not get in his line anymore.
Oh my, like the bongos on what? Actual bongos or like
Actual
on the
bongos.
No.
I mean, he's not white, so it's okay, but what if it was
what
white?
If he
then
were?
I would be like,
with those like white people dreads, I would be like,
right,
get out.
Totally.
Get out right now. So
but go ahead. Sorry, rickshaw.
No, that's it. Like, so I feel like in a way, like you that's kind of like, you know, each character kind of comes with its own like set of stuff in a way.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know, when you start, and yeah, I think it's so important to recognize that everything is different. But like, if you were to I think being a therapist and working in different populations, you really see how the things that people want and crave are similar across all populations. Everybody has yes, some people have it easier, but there are also things that come with those kind of, that come with, I mean, we can't make any argument
so
for privilege
kind of like
not being privileged, but
the urges though are pretty universal.
Yeah.
What you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Resources and things like that change. But at the same time, when I worked in Santa Ana for a company or a program that was a dance program for, we'll call it just at-risk youth, for lack of a better term. And it was because they were like the least at risk, because I've never seen better parents in any community ever. Wow. And they were the parents that were working 2 jobs and would come from their job at like 8 p.m. at night to then sit through a parenting class where they were learning how to be, oh my God, I never saw that in my privileged white family areas. Mm-hmm. Never once, never ever.
That I believe.
I was like, these are the parents who show up. So there were more resources and more family connection and more like, again, oh my God, I'm so emotional today. So it's like
so
we're fucking roller coaster over here. So yeah, so I think if we think of it as like playing the game, it makes me feel more like. And after watching Jane McGonigal, like reading Super Better and like really just thinking about that, I feel like those are useful tools. And you can kind of feel like when your character is at the most optimal, you're like, where's my brain state right now? Oh, I'm in anxiety, fear, terror, whatever. First, I need to get my character into calm. What kind of tools do I need to use to like reboost my character's health so that I can then have access to more tools to solve more of the problems in life game?
The only part that I object with is the
name Life Game.
No, because you switched it. It was Earth Game a minute ago. Yeah. No, is the part about that we chose to be here. That's the part I don't.
But we kind of did.
Well, maybe you did.
That's what like that's like one of the strings that I've seen through one of like the gifts my mom gave me is she exposed me to many. You fucking know this. This is religious studies like 101 that we have like chosen to incarnate at this given time.
I study it. That doesn't mean I believe it. Ding
well,
dong.
I know, but don't you feel like that's a common theme when there's a thread throughout all
if
different
you believe
philosophies
you have a soul
and
there's an afterlife? Then I could see why you would believe that there's a before life and that you were an active participant in that. And maybe we were, but like it does not, even if that were true, let's say that is a true story, what you said. Yeah. We don't remember it and like realize it when we're on Earth. So it doesn't feel like we chose it. It feels like, how did I get here? The fuck am I doing here? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
You don't know what I mean.
No, I do know what you mean, but
okay.
I think that they're, when you have the children who like know where they came from. The best.
I do love that.
Susie, my mom did this with your son and he answered.
You
know this, great. Susie. My mom said, "Where did you come from?" And he pointed up. There is an age where they do that before they have words. And
I do love that. I love that, Sarah.
Explain that to me.
No, I'm not saying
trying
you're
not
wrong.
to yell because I'm in a rental that shares with, I'm like in somebody's basement technically right now. And I told them, send a message. I was like, I talk and laugh really loud and I'm going to be recording podcasts. It's just me, but let me warn you. So I'm like trying not to be loud, but I wanted to get loud.
I'm not saying that you're wrong or anything like that. I'm just saying like, it does not feel like that. And I'm just sort of like, how the heck did I get in this? It's like record scratch. I bet you're wondering how I got in this situation. That's how I feel every day.
Well, yeah, but if you embrace the idea that you chose
let me
this
think about
time.
That. Yeah. I'm okay. If I say, you know what, I chose this.
I do
kind of like that. That is
and any problem that comes my way is what I chose in. It's like the level.
You think you get to map out the whole thing
in a way that like okay. Here's why, because if I think of a regular video game, okay? One of my favorites, Tony Hawk Pro Skater. You go through different levels. I'm just going to use that example because it's one that I've like played and beaten the whole thing and then gotten so excited about. So I need to use one that is appropriate. So when you first start, you play with the default character that gives you the easiest tricks and everything like that. Then you run through the whole game in like the most basic way. You beat the whole thing and you're like, oh, that was easy. I need a little more challenge. I'm going to get this player. I'm going to use this. I'm going to change this dex. I know how to do that. I know the secrets now. I'm playing that game again. Mm-hmm. Why don't we do what? I think it could be like that. I think it could be like there are a whole bunch of different. This is like life game. And there's like another one. There are different universes. There are different parallel. Come on. She still hasn't seen Interstellar, folks. So. Maybe if she did, we would understand all of this.
Right.
P.S.
That's why I just don't get it.
Did you see, I know you did, the message that I sent to you, which was some Brainiac out there. Shout out to you, Brainiac, that is my favorite. at the current moment, who was like, oh my God, because I loved our book club pick so much this month, who knew I was like I'll call it realistic sci-fi because it's not even like regular sci-fi.
Yeah.
She said, I loved it, so I watched Interstellar, and holy crap, you were right.
It changed your life.
Changed your life. See?
Did I respond or did I ignore that?
No, you just wrote ha 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 ha. But
all
I said was, I'm going to leave this right here, and I took a screenshot of it, and I just like sent it to you. I was like, I'm just going to leave this. I'm not going to say anything. Just here you go. Just take. There you go.
Yeah, that was.
Susie.
I mean, it is very convincing, but I choose the comedy of me not watching it is greater than whatever I would get out of it at this point.
So it's the best. So, right.
But now I really do want to see it. I'm mad that I can't, but I'm sorry. I have a joke to carry on.
for the sake of comedy.
If I ever do watch it, it's got to be with you after we have like an edible or something.
Oh my God.
But you would have to take a vow of silence because you like to talk
I
through
would.
movies.
No. Susie. Oh my God. I had a taste of my own medicine. I went to see the new Batman with my brothers, which was fantastic, by the way.
Okay.
And fucking Chatty McChatterson
Who, your
sat
brothers?
next to me. No, some random dude. And it wasn't even like he was like me where I'm like making jokes and it's funny maybe. In my head, I think it is. But this guy would do annoying things like this. He like, okay, Catwoman is in the movie. This woman comes on who like you see Zoe Kravitz comes out and you don't know she's Catwoman yet, but this motherfucker is like, oh, there's Catwoman. Shit like that. I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding. Why
didn't you tell him to zip it? You don't have it in you? I have
for
done
comedy.
That.
I didn't want to stop him because it was also giving. I don't know if I liked the movie just for the movie or if I liked the movie with this guy, me like secretly laughing.
Yeah,
at
now
this
it's memorable.
Guy. It was. It was like, oh, I can't wait for what he's going to say. It was like he was I would imagine he's the same guy who would troll anybody online, who I just picture in like too tight of boxers and too small of a ribbed white tee and like tank.
Yeah,
you know,
like Captain Comment. I know.
With like he definitely has stains on his shirt and he's eating a bag of chips and he's wiping it on his shirt. I don't know why. That's always like in my... And he's like on a really gross old couch in like a basement. And he's like, oh, that's Catwoman. And like, that's how I picture this guy. And I was just like, ugh, you're gross. And he's like, yeah, so.
Yeah, you would be funny. Banned from talking.
Yeah, so I won't talk,
viewing.
but it would be really fun if we like made it like a whole thing. Like, you know, when they have those, I want like an inflatable, I want to rent one of those inflatable, like things you put in the backyard and it's like a project. You have a projector.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and you like do an outdoor one and there's like, we're like watching Interstellar with like, and we have the space. Oh my God, we could do this. Okay, this is what we do when I come over to visit this summer. The whole plan. I'll make it happen. It'll be so good.
Are you going to come visit this summer?
Of course.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because I was just, when you were telling that story about the tap, tap, tattoo, I was like, I still haven't seen that thing.
Oh,
that's how long it's been since I've seen you.
Long. I can't believe it.
That's just stupid.
Oh gosh. Well, dang. I feel like we're coming up on wind down time, but I have. There's so many. What the hell did I talk about? Probably just my period this episode. Apparently,
there was some crying.
So much. I have some funny animal stories, but we'll save them for next time, I guess.
Okay, we'll just wind it down.
I
can't wait to see the results of your poll about period cramps versus labor and or just labor.
Yeah. Well, first, I need to like break it down. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how intense are your cramps?
Yeah, right.
Then I need people to answer from an 8 to 10 who have had children. This is getting very specific.
I can see, though, how it would be maybe comparable because it is the same process.
And when I am really having bad cramps, like, and it happens about 3 times a year, it's like where I feel like I'm actually being, like somebody's taking a knife from the inside of my body. And
what did they say causes that?
I don't know.
I would love to know what causes those severe debilitating ones that some people have.
the thing that makes me feel better is being in a bathtub.
In a bathtub, yeah, that's what I said.
And doing breathing exercises that look just like fucking Lamaze class.
Yeah.
And you know how like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and overshare here. You know how when like your that area like widens to like, it does the same thing when I have cramps.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You mean you can visibly see it or you just feel it?
I feel it. Well, I mean, you know, yeah.
I wasn't sure if you meant like some sort of expansion that was visible on your body.
No, like internally, like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like that, it's like roomier.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's really strange. You need to ask your doctor next time you go, like, what is, because I just want to know the mechanics of that.
God. I swear, I've never had a female gynecologist. Those fucking guys don't know.
Period? At all?
Period.
Oh, why?
Except when I was pregnant, they were women. But they've
I cannot imagine going to a man. Remember when my gynecologist tried to sell me
available? I keep moving, and then when I move, I have to get a new one. And every time I try to get a new one, the only ones who ever have availability are men.
That's so true.
The women are like, nah, book solid.
Right.
Right.
Wait, I just wanted to remind you of the time that my gynecologist tried to sell me bootleg Bollywood films during my pap smear.
The funniest, but that's not even the funniest part of it. What's the funniest part about it, Susie?
That I did it.
Yes!
That I bought it.
Thank you.
Totally.
I'm like, Susie, do not bury the lead of this story.
Yeah. But, like, why would you do that? It's so messed up.
Oh, God. Could you imagine? She's in the stirrups.
And I'm like, okay, I'll take one.
Just like, would you like to buy this DVD? I'd like to do whatever the fuck you say in this very vulnerable, compromised position.
Right. I mean, I should have said, like, listen, Doc, that is unacceptable.
Doc. Wasn't it a Bollywood CD?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yes. I should have watched it.
It's so... Susie. Well, you know what? I can't say like that. Like you should have watched it. I went to the Ellen show and got a Valerie Bertinelli workout DVD, and I never watched that. So I imagine it's somewhat the same.
That is what you got,
Susie. I was so fucking mad. You know, this is a funny segue to our because I went with Kenny Santucci.
Yeah,
Kenny Santucci and I went to the Ellen show together. If that isn't the start of a joke, I don't know what is.
Wait, when we interview him, hopefully later today, you have to say, what did you do with your Valerie Bertinelli?
This is so great. I'll be like, how much of your workout program do you base on the Valerie Bertinelli workout DVD that we received at the Ellen show? God.
Yeah, ask him if
you
they
make
do
me
it
so much funnier.
Gym.
I would have never thought of that joke. Golly. It's the best thing in the whole entire
Do you
universe.
play that on the TVs at your gym?
At your gym?
God, that's great.
Oh.
Okay, this is not a wind down at all.
No, that was a wind up. What the hell did we even talk about?
I mean, I had a midlife crisis.
Susie had a midlife crisis, but I would like to stress that it is a midlife crisis because she has many years left because she's eating a low glycemic diet and plant-based diet.
And I know how to play Earth Game now.
And now you know how to play Earth.
Right.
Yeah,
maybe
tell me what you guys
just
think
need
about my
some
simulation
bongos.
theory. I think it holds up. If anything, it'll just trick us into like leveling up and trying to like, I don't know, it's more fun if you say I'm playing a game. Or maybe it's just me who likes games. Who knows? Anyways.
You do love a game. All right, let's go. I gotta move on.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time on the Brain King Podcast. Bye.
Bye.